Hey guys! So today I'm really happy to review and show you guys the new 28.5mm Alliance RDAs. These things are awesome. You'll sort of see why. If you had any experience building on the 22mm Alliances, it's just like that, but they're bigger. How does it vape? How's the build quality on this and everything like that? It's excellent. So let's just get in really quick and I'll sort of show you what is up with these guys. So this here is the 28.5mm Alliance. It's got the same design as the 22mm. If you guys haven't seen my full review of the 22, I will post the link in the description. But essentially what you got, we did not have AFC on the smaller one, we don't have it on the bigger one. What we do have are 3-size airflow barrels. Now these airflow barrels, on the 22 they were a little ambitious. There was a lot of air going through these guys. So what we did on this one is we got rid of the big size and we gave you one smaller size, and they're all great. So you got small, medium, and large right here. Alright, the deck. Let's zoom in. Just like the 22mm, square-ish center post, milled out negatives onto the deck itself. Now what we do have on this guy is a T-post, which is awesome. It's really fun to use. I'm not a big fan of these as a whole. I like doing continuous builds on a traditional center post, but I know a lot of you guys wanted this, so we made sure to include it in this guy now, so you get both of them in there. Let's zoom out and I'll show you how easy it is to retrofit this guy on there. All you do is unscrew this here. Center post falls out. This guy falls out. Insulator there, okay? That's what you have going on right now. Put this guy in the hole. Put this cap back in. Screw it together and you're done. You get a ton of space on here. One concern that a lot of people were raising was the 510 copper sits fairly low and you use a hybrid. So how do you fix that? You do this. You just get this guy and you spin the plastic. Whoops. Spin it around so the cup side is facing in like that. And then you just screw this guy back on. And what that will do is it'll give you about a 2mm throw for your hybrid. Super safe. It's a little excessive, but it's been working just fine, and I would rather have a little more space than not enough. If you tighten it down further, it'll actually straighten out and it will just sit on there wonderfully. But since I don't use hybrids, I'm going to flip mine back around. While I'm at reviewing this guy, I figured what I'd do is do a quick macro build tutorial on how I do my macros to show this guy off. So let's jump into some coiling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a 5/32 drill bit and nichrome 80 22 gauge, and we're going to try and build, I don't know, let's say around a 0.25-ish. Alright, here we go. So with the popularity of regulated boxes and series boxes and boxes that essentially go above the 4.2 volts, people have been building macros, and the reason why is because the resistance is higher. After years and years of trying to build lower, it's kind of ironic that we actually have to build higher now. So this is how I do my coiling. So what I do is I get the wire here, 22 gauge nichrome 80, give it a 90-degree bend, hold it on this 5/32 drill bit, and let's go ahead, let's do 10 wraps, okay? Squish it together. Line these guys up as best you can. And what I'll do here is I'll just crease it. So both legs are facing the same direction. Okay. So once the coil is wrapped, what I'll do is I'll feed it into these two respective holes. The reason why I don't go over to the second one here is because I want to center my coil as much as I can. So let's go ahead, do this here. And I will tighten it down just lightly, not a ton, okay? Then get some big needle nose and I will torque the coil and it will tighten everything up. Once it's tightened up, I can more easily get a uniform coil going, just squeezing these guys together. Now on this side, I will get a flathead screwdriver and sort of jam it down and crease it right here. What it does is it gives it a little more room. You see that? To push the coil over. When I mount this guy on this negative post, I will bend this out to about there. Okay? And there's a reason why. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is push that negative lead in towards the positive like this. That extra wiggle room that we had gives you a nice turn. So that's what we have. Ugly coil. Let's go ahead now and we'll pulse it. And we'll start straightening out those coils. So this process right here is breaking in the metal. You don't want to jam this thing with too much power too fast. And the reason why is you'll end up, I'm not sure what the exact term is, but you end up burning the coil in a certain spot. Like, you know how you'll get a hot spot and it'll light up super white, and then next thing you know, it doesn't heat up anymore the same way. It's like a dead spot in your coil. If you do it at a lower power, then it allows you to typically condition your coil so it doesn't do that. So now that it's been sort of heated up, when you do heat it and run it, it heats evenly and you have less of a chance for hot spots. Alright, so I'm going to cut and do this on the other side now. Oh yeah, before we do that, you can, after you sort of condition your coil and you have it bent like this, take it out. So all you gotta do with the center T-post like this is build two of them. One fits in this way, and the other one fits in this way. Perfectly. So this is an easy way to get around stuffing the coil through and clipping the other positive that sticks out the other side, because you don't have to have it in there when you're coiling the second coil. Alright, sweet. So now that we have our second coil built, I'm going to go ahead and install the first one that we made. And all you got to do when it's on the drill bit is drop it back in. And if you do it right, it's not going to touch. Just back it off a little bit and you have a nice coil. You don't have to cut. Let's yank these forward just a little bit, because pretty close to, I want them a little closer to the deck. I mean to the, what's it called? To the wall. And then I'm going to do this. Push it down, and that will push out your coil just a little bit. Alright. It's a little ugly. Let's go ahead and straighten them out just a little bit. And let's go in and just make sure that they're tight also. Cool. Let's go get my ohm rater and see what's up. So this ohm rater is a Western Digital. It's my old trusty. I've had this guy for right around a year. It works pretty well. Sometimes it's a little off. Let's find out what this was. So I wanted to build a 0.25. 0.27. Not bad. Yeah! Okay, let's go ahead, wick this thing up. So I will wick it back on here. And as usual, my favorite stuff in the world. I did a video a couple weeks ago about my current wicking style, especially on these Alliances. Using cotton bacon, so I won't go as in depth, but I will sort of rip through it real quick here. You sort of pet the cotton out like this, making a shape like that, and it just sort of pulls out all the extra chunks. It makes it probably about as what's it, not standardizes it, what does it do? It evens it out. Takes away any burrs or anything like that. So the best results with cotton bacon is when you get really good at judging how much cotton to use and how much to tear off. So let's find out if I suck or not. It's going to be a little tight, I can already tell. Oh, no, perfect. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Cut. Cut. Pull. Cut. Even. Now like that. So I'm tucking those ends first, and these are the ones that are actually going underneath the negative posts, okay? There we go. Good. 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 Now these longer ones, what I'm going to do is fold it under. Now, this isn't what I do on my video for the wicking, but since this is a 28 and the deck is so big, it's awesome. And you can just really put so much cotton in this thing, it'll wick for days. Alright. Like that. Now when I put the cotton in, if you guys notice, I tuck from the bottom and I go underneath it. So I'm getting this part and pushing it in first. And what it does is it pulls the cotton in. And when it does that, it's not compacting it as much and leaving it a little more porous. So I think that it holds more juice. And then once you get most of it in there, you have to push it in. That. And there you have it, wicked up and good to go. So I'm back on the MFPB train. I stopped vaping it for months, super happy, and I'm fucking back on it again. I can't get away from this goddamn peanut butter. Motherfucking peanut butter. So with a build like this and a wick job like this, I'm thinking it's going to take like 3 or 4 droppers. So I'm going to fill that dropper up all the way. It's full. Let's go ahead and get this guy in there. Get it full. So that's 3. And that's right about perfect. It's not dripping anywhere. I could probably get a little more in there, but I don't need to. What I'm going to go ahead and do now, fire this guy. I'm going to use it, my series box. It's the Stinger series box by Cockbox. And it's just a straight up series box. So let's get this guy on the smallest airflow with standard metal chuff. Oh, can you guys see in there? No. The air holes are hitting the coil right about there, so it's right on. There's a little bit of spitting issue with the 22mm Alliance. With this larger guy, honestly, it's a lot less. So your coil height doesn't play nearly as much of a role as it did on the smaller guy. Well, I guess it works. Violently. Alright. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and vape this bitch. Hell yeah. Alright, so here is the smallest airflow of this guy, and let's take a couple of hits off it and see. The flavor on the smallest air hole setting is freaking outstanding. It's less airflow than the 22 like I talked about, the smallest one. This medium-sized one is the smallest one on the 22, so let's hit that. That's probably the most comfortable for me right there. And the largest one is the medium. So I'm feeling like I get a lot more production out of the larger airs barrels. The smallest one definitely has the most flavor. Let's keep on hitting this. Actually, I'm gonna go back to the medium now. It's vaping in here. Get one more. And get one more. Pretty dry. It's white. Can you see it? Yeah. Wakes well. Alright. So that's like my quick summary of the macro builds, and also a nice quick review on the alliances, the big ones, big boys. I want to thank Chris Esker and Fogwind for wanting to do this and going in and creating an amazing RDA, and feel really happy to be a part of this. God, it's still vapey in here. What else? The T-post is interchangeable on a 22mm deck as well. So if you want to use it on the 22, you can. There's not a lot of top space. I mean, everything sort of fits like a brick up there, but you have all that deck space to keep your cotton in. So that works out excellent. What else? That's it. That's it. Done. I pulled some more out of this one. That's dry. Not good. See ya. Just push it down a little bit. So it's like this. Just like that, okay? Fuck! I just broke it.